Thank you. Thank you all for your service, not just on this commission, but many of you have served our country in other ways. I have questions about some of the retirement proposals, and then maybe if we have time at the end about the commissary proposals. Could we get Chart 3 up, maybe, as a way just to provide an illustrative point of discussions? And Chairman Malden, I'll direct my questions to you if you want to farm them out to any subject matter experts. That's fine. So this shows on the left the current defined benefit system, 20 and get half pay. On the right, you show your blended plan of a defined benefit along with a TSP contribution and government match, and then the continuation pay at 12 years. Was there any consideration about trying to move to a pure defined contribution system?
Senator, you know, we have a defined benefit system now, and to move to a complete defined contribution system, we believe would not give us all of the retention benefits of the traditional military retirement. That's why we wanted to keep both systems and blend the system, because we can take care of both our retention needs as well as the recruiting needs.
Okay. Does anybody else want to elaborate? Okay. So I understand that the trying to keep benefits roughly the same, or in this example, better, is one goal. Give services and personnel flexibility another goal. Retaining the force and maintaining the force is one goal. So the assessment of the commission is that the 20-year defined benefit plan is important to maintain that last goal, retaining personnel for those full 20 years.
Yes, Senator, that's correct.
Any consideration of like a stair-stepped approach to the continuation pay, rather than saying there's the one at 12 years for another 4 years extension, maybe having 2 or even 3 periods within the 20-year time horizon where you're encouraging people to re-enlist or officers to remain?
Well, Senator, in the current program, as it is today, the compensation system, we have special pays, incentive pays. We have those bonuses that service members are being paid. So we have those stepping stones through that service members benefit through those programs already. This would be that career, that career retention piece that would take the service member now to a point of having 12 years plus a 4-year obligation that would get them to that 16th year, which means that they're close enough to retirement that that's the retention will keep them there.
Okay. So the thinking is that not many people leave after 12 and very, very few leave after 16.
That is correct.
Okay. Under this proposal, let's say a hypothetical, E7 who served 3 tours downrange and has had 7 or 8 years, or 7 or 8 years downrange, 3 or 4 deployments, he would be leaving with his contributions to his defined contribution plans and the government match. Is that right?
If he elected to
if he left, if he didn't re-enlist at say 7 or 8 years.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, there's probably data to illustrate this. Do we have any problem retaining this kind of mid-career, senior NCO, senior company grade officer, field grade officer in like the 6 to 9 year range? General Correlli, it looks like you want to.
It depends on the military occupational specialty. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's one thing to retain an infantryman who's willing to hump a 60-pound ruck up the mountains of Afghanistan and keep him in as a platoon sergeant to 24, as opposed to someone who's trained with IT skills or is an airplane mechanic and can find work in other areas. That's why it's absolutely essential the continuation pay be flexible, and the services have the ability, based on the military occupational specialty, to apply different amounts depending on the military occupational specialty. I will tell you, rather than stair-step, I believe that our RAND modeling showed this was the critical period. The critical period without this, at least my guys used to always tell me, was 8 years, 27 days. That I had the model that was in place before was, if I could keep somebody in it under defined contribution of 50%, past that magical mark, I had a better than average opportunity to maintain them longer. But our modeling for this particular plan told us that that 10 to 12 year mark is absolutely critical.
Okay. My time's almost expired, so my commissary question will probably need to wait for another day.
Do you want to ask another question, Senator?
Oh, sure, I'd be happy to. So I've been stationed at bases. Fort Campbell stands out in my mind, that had a nice commissary, but it had an even better Walmart Supercenter right outside the gates. And there are obviously bases in America, but especially bases around the world where we need an on-base commissary to provide the choices that our service members have become accustomed to. Was there any consideration of assessing local sites around bases and forts about whether or not a commissary is actually needed on that location?
Senator Cotton, we spent quite a bit of time talking to service members, family members, installation commanders across the country on that. Polling told us the same thing. I mean, we had people that were different places on how they perceived the value of the commissaries. Overwhelming, though, the support was that people believed that it was very important to retention to have the commissaries there. There were people that would tell us that they've got these the shops. We talked to some of the big shop warehouses, if you will, the stores, the Walmarts, the others, about the benefits that they would offer if they were to offer a benefit. Quite honestly, at the end of the day, no one was willing to stand behind the comments that they may have had about providing some savings to the service member. Our intention here was to make sure that we could protect the benefit of the service members, and service members believe that this is a big savings to them, and that they also believe that it was a retention tool. So that's the way we went about moving forward with our recommendation on the commissaries.
Could I just add to that, Mr. Chairman? Senator, several of the big chains talked about issuing a card, and you've probably heard that too, that they'll issue some card to the military. But when we asked their representatives point blank, would you do it? Never got a straight answer. And at the same time, we did hear, now look, there are some people that will order their food online, we know that. But by and large, people want that. They want it because it's convenient for a start, it's near them, it's military, they understand it, it's responsive to their needs, and so we looked at that and made our recommendations based on what the feedback, and again, you know, different folks will have different requirements, but pretty much overwhelmingly, this is not something they wanted to go away.
Proclivity to use the commissary is based on a whole bunch of things, and one of them is the size of family, and we had the FSA SNAP issue before. You know, there's arguments about how much it saves, but if you even cut the high number, the 31% in half, it's still a great savings to that E7 with 4 kids and a wife who has made a decision to stay home and take care of the kids and to be an at-home mom. It is an unbelievable place for them to save the kind of money that they need as part of the benefit that we provided them.
Thank you all again for your service and this important report. We look forward to working on it. You know, having dealt with junior enlisted men who are new to the Army, I can say the financial literacy proposals are very critical as well. Having been a member of Congress and now a senator, I can say that maybe we should add that to our orientation as well.
Thank you very much, Senator. On behalf